नमस्कार, मैं हूं आनंद और स्वागत है आप सबका मेट्रो नेटवर्क के इस अपडेट में। अपडेट की शुरुआत करते हैं। चलिए सबसे पहले आपको ले चलते हैं महाराष्ट्र चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स इंडस्ट्री एंड एग्रीकल्चर की एक सेमिनार में, जहां पर इनर्शिया की ओर से एक खास सेमिनार का आयोजन किया गया। इंजीनियरिंग से जुड़े तमाम विद्यार्थी यहां पर नजर आए। उसके साथ ही मेट्रो नेटवर्क के मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर राजीव कुमार बजाज, हमारे आरकेवी साहब भी खासतौर पर यहां पर मुख्य अतिथि के तौर पर आमंत्रित थे और बजाज साहब की बातें सुनने के लिए तमाम जगह से स्टूडेंट्स आए थे और इन सब ने अपनी बातें शेयर की। इसके साथ ही और भी अलग अलग फील्ड्स के तमाम जानकार और विद्वान इस खास सेमिनार में आए थे। इनर्शिया फाउंडेशन की ओर से इस सेमिनार का आयोजन मुंबई के फोर्ट में किया गया था, जहां पर आइए सबसे पहले आपको सुनाते हैं कि आरकेवी ने क्या कुछ कहा। यहाँ पर तमाम बातें हो रही थी बजट को लेकर कि जो बजट पेश किया गया है साल 2013-2014 के लिए, फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2013-2014 के लिए जो बजट पेश किया गया है, आखिर कैसा है वो बजट, क्या कुछ खास है। और ये भी बताया गया कि ये पिछले 10 सालों का, जी हां, पिछले 10 सालों का, इस पूरे दशक का सबसे बेहतरीन बजट है और इस बात को यहां मौजूद सभी विद्वानों ने माना है। सबसे पहले सुनते हैं हमारे बजाज साहब ने क्या कुछ कहा अपने भाषण के दौरान, स्पीच के दौरान। आइए सुनते हैं।
I'm so sorry. I hope you guys are not delayed on my account. No, before you go, I'm a worried man. I'm a really worried man after hearing Mr. Suresh Sharma. I'm not joking. Hello, everybody, hi. And why is everybody sitting so much at the back? Why don't you guys come in front? You guys have a problem? Come in front, no? Everybody come in front, come on. Come on. Everybody come in front, come on. What are you guys doing? I mean, come on. You got me worried. I have an account with you. Is it safe? He just said Central Bank was in trouble. Are you alright?
I don't know what did you hear.
Just kidding.
It's absolutely safe bank.
We know that. We absolutely know that. We've been banking with the Central Bank now for the last 30 years.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you.
The first bank, in fact, the first bank account that I opened an account in, as soon as I came to Bombay, was the Central Bank of India. Founded by Post Khanawala, right? Right. In fact, I lived at Post Khanawala Road. So, hi, my name is Rajiv Bajaj. Now we run a television channel called Metro Network. Prior to that, we've been doing television now for a long time. Professor Iyer and I also go back a long way. How many years? 10 years? 20 years? Yeah, I'm not sure.
10 years.
I thought 120 years. But you know what? On the day of the budget, on February the 28th, should I speak in Hindi or should I speak in English? हिंदी बोलूं? ठीक है। 28 फरवरी को बजट डे के दौरान प्रोफेसर अय्यर और मैं डिस्कशन कर रहे थे टेलीविजन के ऊपर, बजट के ऊपर, और उसमें निष्कर्ष हम लोगों ने ये निकाला कि जितने भी बिजनेस चैनल थे, सॉरी, वी आर ऑल कलीग्स, वेरी एस्टीम्ड कलीग्स, जितने भी बिजनेस चैनल थे, एज मिस्टर अक्सर सेड, एज मिस्टर सुरेश शर्मा सेड, सब लोगों को डिस्कशन का जो मतलब एक जो दायरा होता है, हम लोग एक दायरा बना लेते हैं, उसी के भीतर हम लोग रहते हैं, एंड द एंटायर लिमिट ऑफ डिस्कशन वाज हाउ मेनी सॉक्स फॉर whom. I mean, this is the silliest way to discuss a budget. A budget is just a finance bill. These are finance proposals which are presented in front of Parliament. And after that, they form a certain policy on the basis of which the government will move. And it is not as if once a budget is passed, that means nothing can be done about it. There are so many other procedures involved, there are so many other processes involved, and I am very sad to say this. I am really truly joking. I mean, you know, I've been a journalist now for 30 years. I started my career way back in 1981, when I was, I think, what, 19 years old? In fact, I was just out of school or something. I was still in college. I got my first job in Patriot, then in Surya magazine, and then I started. I was the head of Gen TV, and I was one of the first guys in television. Anyway, what I was really and truly sad about was no one talked about the manner in which the finance minister, and I think Professor Iyer would be the best person to explain that, the manner in which Mr. P. Chidambaram has presented a possibly long-term view of how the Indian economy will have to grow. He has strengthened the backbone of the Indian economy, जो हिंदुस्तान की अर्थव्यवस्था की रीढ़ की हड्डी है, उसको ताकतवर किया है और सशक्त बनाया है पी चिदम्बरम ने। क्यों बनाया सुनिए, for the first time a finance minister has given so much to the power sector. For the first time a finance minister has gotten up and said, hey listen, this is what needs to be done for the farm sector, this is what needs to be done for the rural sector. Now these are not very glamorous subjects, alright? These are not glamorous subjects. ये वो नहीं है कि भाई फिल्म इंडस्ट्री को दे दिया, गाड़ियों में कुछ और दे दिया, टैक्स ऑप्स बढ़ा दिए, आपकी जो टैक्स लिमिट है वो 1.5 लाख से 2.5 लाख कर दिया, 3.5 लाख कर दी. As a result of which there was no discussion on that, and we were shocked. I was shocked. You remember, Professor, we were talking about that? Absolutely. For the next 2 days also, we were shocked that nobody was talking about these basic points of the budget. What I said was, and he agreed with me, what I said was, when Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru laid the foundations for the Hirakud Dam, for the Bhakra Nangal Dam, for the IITs, for the IIMs, for the RECs, I am reasonably certain if these television channels and if these analysts had been around even at that time, they would have ignored that too. They would have just said, hey, this is stupid. Why aren't we importing? Why aren't we importing everything? Just a small story. This is my old friend, my teacher actually, Professor Hiren Mukherjee of the CPI. He used to say, you know when oil exploration started in India, when ONGC was formed, you would remember? When ONGC was formed, you know the Americans came over here and you know what they said to us? And this is on record. I was very young, of course. I mean, this is much before my time. I was not even in school. You know what the Americans said? They said, there is no oil in India. And then after that they said, why do you need oil? All you need to do is to buy it from us. Why do you need it? Why do you need to do anything on your own? What P. Chidambaram has provided in this budget is an all-new roadmap about, as was rightly said over here, not about what's the sop in it for me. यानी मेरे लिए इसमें क्या कंसेशन है वो नहीं है, बल्कि मैं अब अपने देश के लिए और अपने लिए क्या कर सकता हूं. हमारी जो सोच है, सबसे बड़ी बात है, हमारी जो विचारधारा है, जिसके तहत हम लोग अभी तक बने हुए हैं कि सरकार कुछ है. क्या है सरकार? क्या है? माई बाप है. माई बाप कौन? बादशाह अकबर. वही मतलब मुगलिया सल्तनत चल रही है ना अभी तक, कि बादशाह अकबर के एस्ट्रोलॉजर ने आकर के बता दिया कि ईद का चांद एग्जैक्टली मतलब आकाश में कहां और कब दिखेगा. तो बादशाह अकबर ने खड़े होकर कह दिया कि गंतर संघ अता किया. गंतर संघ यानी उसको राजा दरभंगा बना दिया. आज तक दरभंगा की जो स्टेट है, उनके जो पुरखे थे, सबसे जो उनके फाउंडिंग फादर थे, वो बादशाह अकबर के दरबार में ज्योतिषी हुआ करते थे. क्योंकि चांद का टाइम प्रेडिक्ट कर दिया गया, इसलिए बादशाह ने अता कर दिया. हम लोग जो हैं, वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेटली, ज्यादातर लोग, अब नहीं, I'll qualify that a little bit in my next sentence, हम अब तक ये देख रहे हैं बजट की तरफ, सरकार की तरफ, कि हमें क्या अता किया जा रहा है, कि हमें क्या मिल रहा है. अरे आपको मिल क्या रहा है? आप ही का तो है, तो मिलेगा क्या? किसका है ये? सबसे बड़ी बात क्या है? ये फाइनेंस प्रपोजल्स जो हैं, ये रेवेन्यू जो है, ये डेफिसिट जो है, किसका है? अरे भाई मेरा है. दिस इज माइन. नाउ आई हैव टू डिसाइड हाउ मच एम आई गोइंग टू कंट्रीब्यूट, व्हाट एम आई गोइंग टू बी डूइंग, where my own level of existence and the country's level of existence is going to be enhanced. Of course, I can always sit back and say, I'm going to do nothing because this government has done nothing for me. Whose government is it? It is my government. I have to do something about it. You know, when we were growing up, when we were in school, am I taking too much of time? You guys are not getting bored, are you?
Absolutely.
You know, I have a problem. When I start talking, it becomes very difficult for me to stop. So somebody will have to tell me, I get off the stage. Alright? As soon as you guys get bored, just let me know, get off the stage and I will. Now, when we were in school, the only thing that we used to be told was, hey, what you going to do? Are you going to the Air Force? Are you going to the Army? Are you going to the Navy? Are you sitting for the NDA? Are you sitting for the combined medical entrance examination? Are you sitting for the IIT? Are you going to be an engineer, a doctor, or a what? Fauji? Or a CA. That's it. As you said, I mean, it's a mind-boggling figure. How many CAs are in the country? 2.5 million? How many CAs in the country?
2 million. 2 million.
2.5 million. 2 million. All right. 2 million and another million ready to go. Right? Wonderful. That's all. But today, I tell you what, the younger generation, all these young people, I have a daughter who's just about, perhaps, as old as you guys are. She doesn't want to be a CA. She does not want to be an IAS officer. What does she want? She wants a business of her own. She wants to do something of her own which is creatively satisfying and which will give her a great lifestyle. That's what she wants to do. And I'm reasonably certain Mr. Dhansal is sitting over there would have also experienced the same thing in his bank, where young people would be coming in with great new proposals, where if he had not been bound by the rules of a nationalized bank, he would have perhaps been able to do much, much more. Perhaps. I'm not sure. But that's the big change which has come. So that is the change that we must translate into everything else. Talking about this budget, I'm sorry I'm digressing. Talking about this budget, Professor Iyer and I discuss this budget. We discuss about the fact that how renewable sources of energy, look the kind of boost they've been given. Look at the kind of the boost that energy sector has been given. Now, unless and until you have energy, unless and until you have electricity, how are you going to conduct your business? We are sitting over here in the Maharashtra Chambers of Commerce. Do we have anybody from the MCC? We don't, right? We have. No, we don't. Alright, anyway. You know, 8 years ago, was it 8 years? I think it was 8 years ago, when Dilip Walse Patil used to be the Power Minister. We called him on the show. He's on the RTV show. And he says, you will be glad to know, we have just signed 14 MOUs for 14 new power plants. Right? I don't think even a single power plant has started to function even now. I don't think any work has been done at all in that. एक भी नहीं हुआ है। मेरा ये कहना है कि ये सब लोग जितने भी लोग हैं बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं कि भाई 14 पावर प्लांट इधर साइन कर दिए उधर साइन कर दिए। भाई एक फिजिबिलिटी रिपोर्ट देखिए, उसके बाद आप देखिए प्राइवेट हैंड में दे दीजिए और सबके लिए जो एक रास्ता है वो ठीक कर दीजिए। आज की तारीख में नरेंद्र मोदी को लेकर के बहुत अजीबोगरीब बातें होती हैं, बहुत अजीबोगरीब बातें होती हैं। कोई कहता है बदमाश है, कोई कहता है हिटलर है, you know, responsible for genocide, killed so many people, so on and so forth. Forget about all that. Today, there is no power cut in Gujarat. There is no such thing as a power cut in Gujarat. Why? Because he took a rational decision. And I leave it to the experts. Narendra Modi, from whatever I have seen of him, and other people also, for example, all those successful politicians who've done very well in their states, they said, what do you want from me? I want this thing done. Mr. Modi, as far as I know, does not decide what will be the load factor on which wire. Unfortunately, as far as our administrators are concerned and other people are concerned, they expect things to get done in the best possible manner, but they will not allow you to do your job, which is the saddest thing in the world. But look at the example of Gujarat. Why can't the Gujarat example be followed everywhere else? अरे सोलर एनर्जी हिंदुस्तान में क्या सौर ऊर्जा की कमी है? सूर्य देवता की कमी है हिंदुस्तान में? सनलाइट की कमी है क्या? The entire kitchen in शिरडी, साईं बाबा का की जो रसोई है शिरडी में, जहां पर 3000 लोगों के लिए हर रोज खाना बनता है, वो सिर्फ सोलर एनर्जी पे चलता है।
10,000 लोगों के लिए बनता है।
अब 10,000 हो गया होगा। चलिए 3,000 एक टाइम पे, चलिए कोई बात नहीं। 10,000 लोगों के जा रहे हैं सर।
Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
My account is safe.
Thank you, sir. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, one final word. One final word. अगर शिरडी में सोलर पावर से 10,000 लोगों के लिए रोज खाना बन सकता है, बिल्कुल क्लीन खाना, नो पोल्यूशन, जरा भी प्रदूषण नहीं, तो बाकी जगह क्यों नहीं बन सकता है? अगर तिरुपति में बन सकता है, तो बाकी जगह क्यों नहीं बन सकता है? अब तो आनंदपुर साहब में भी बना रहे हैं। Am I right, sir? पंजाब में आनंदपुर साहब में।
Yes.
तो बाकी जगह हम क्यों नहीं कर सकते? There are two reasons for this. One reason, of course, is government policy that needs to wake up. And I think after this budget, every government per force will have to do this, whether they like it or not. And number two, a lot of vested interest. Just like a lot of oil companies will never allow major research or implementation of that major research to get into the commercial market of non-petroleum based products. For example, as far as Brazil is concerned, as you know, most of Brazil cars run on ethanol. Brazil was told very clearly by all the great bankers, by the Lehman Brothers, by Morgan and by everybody else, that you will be able to sell your goods in the US only if you buy our petrol. If you don't do it, you will not be able to sell. Otherwise, we put an ad valorem duty of somewhere in the region of 250%.
Yes.
This is the power of Shell, of Exxon, of Chevron, and British Petroleum. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. So for that, all of us have to get up. All of us have to get up and help our government, because it is our government. You can't just keep sitting back and waiting for something to come to you. It is not going to come to you. We have to do it ourselves. I was in Sahara. I was running all the Sahara news channels. It would have been the easiest thing in the world for me to sit back and continue to, enjoy all the benefits that come with having a job. We said no. We have to do something of our own. Just like Professor Iyer. Professor Iyer could have easily gone and he could have easily got a job in an IIT, he would have been teaching in an RSC, or he would have gone abroad, he would have been in the Glasgow Engineering School or something, he would have got the James Watt Chair of, energy and renewable energy or stuff like that. He didn't. He decided to start Inertia. So you need more Professor Iyers. You're all young people. Don't think of doing a job. Start doing something on your own. Start doing something in your backyard. Start doing something in your garage. Start doing something in whatever little place that you've got. Above all, start doing something with your head. The government is not going to give you anything. You'll have to take it and you'll have to do something for yourself. And as far as this budget is concerned, I think Professor Iyer will be able to explain to you in detail. I think this strengthens the backbone of the economic structure of India. And 10 years down the line, we'll turn around and say, hey, listen, Chidambaram was right. One other thing before I go. 3 days later, 4 days later, 4 days later, 4 days, or 3 days later, 3 days later, 28th of February, the budget, 28th of February evening, Professor Iyer and I discussed it and praised it in the studio. 2nd of March or 3rd of March, the only rating agency, the only financial agency that actually got it right, Moody's, turns around, praises the budget and says exactly what we said in the 28th and said, this is the way forward. Chidambaram has finally been able to balance all the factors and provide a budget which is great for investment, great for growth, great for everybody who can see that it's great and take the best out of it. This is not a free lunch budget. Let's be very clear. For the first time, I think in this country, we've come to the conclusion that there are no free lunches. यानी मुफ्त में आपको टिफिन नहीं मिलने वाला. सिंपल बात. अब मुफ्त में डब्बा नहीं मिलेगा. अगर डब्बा चाहिए, उसके लिए काम करना पड़ेगा. एक डब्बे क्यों 1000 डब्बे ले लीजिए, आपके ऊपर. लेकिन उसके लिए अब आपको काम करना पड़ेगा. That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for listening to this so patiently. Not telling me to get off the stage.
तो आपने हमारे सर को सुना, आरकेवी साहब को सुना, बजाज साहब को आपने सुना, जो कि अपने अंदाज में ही बोल रहे थे और कह रहे थे कि अब शायद चिदम्बरम ने ये संकेत देने की कोशिश की है कि अब ये वक्त नहीं रहा जब आपको मुफ्त में यानी कि फ्री में डब्बा मिलेगा. अब अगर आपको डब्बा चाहिए, लंच चाहिए, तो उसके लिए मेहनत करनी होगी. आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, आपके ऊपर निर्धारित करता है कि कितने डिब्बे आपको चाहिए. आइए सुनते हैं प्रोफेसर एजी अय्यर को, जो कि पावरमैन के नाम से मशहूर हैं और उन्होंने ही इस खास सेमिनार का आयोजन किया. आइए सुनते हैं प्रोफेसर साहब को.
I must thank Bajaj sir for coming here. In fact, we have discussed that entire budget on the channel, and it was a complete 1-hour discussion. I think we put the weight on almost everything that is there in the budget. But I always thought that it's important to come out, explain, and we would also send it across with our print. So today, I wanted to make it an interactive affair in the long run. But let me start before that. You have this little piece of document with you. You see my editorial, and I wanted to put, make your focus come onto my editorial. What it says is, Chidambaram delivers a path-breaking union budget. India's best union budget in a decade sets the pitch for returning back to India GDP growth rates of 7 to 8%. Watch every word that Bajaj Sahab has said, and he has explained to you, and you will see it here. 20th February was a D-Day in India's democracy. And in a way, a tryst with our own destiny of the Indian economy. A finance minister whose acumen no right man in the industry doubted, battled for his nation. His instinct and intuition made him bring in consensus amongst all his teammates in polity to one unison. No populism and only prudence and good economic sense in India's fiscal policy document providing direction to the economy. The Union Budget 2030. From 11 a.m. onwards on 20th February, the Parliament of India, Honorable P. Chidambaram, Union Minister of Finance for India, started with utmost clarity and the spirit of a true parliamentarian, and probably for the first time over a decade. Watch this, this is what we said on the channel. First time in the decade, first time over a decade, and looking at India's future generations and their economic well-being was under concern. Watch what I said. The future generation was thought about in this budget. Difficult to comprehend in times when I call it the promotion of, और ये बातें हमने उस चैनल में उससे बात करी है, popcorn economics, or what we call as instant gratification economics and permissive economics. I will explain this to you. The popcorn economics is, भाई मुझे क्या मिल रहा है? आज मैं इधर आया हूं, मुझे कुछ मिलेगा? मिलेगा, नॉलेज मिलेगा, लेकिन पैसा नहीं मिलेगा मेरे भाई, राइट? तो ये हम सरकार से क्या चाहते हैं? बैसाखी. So this is the point, the popcorn economics. So that is what going on today. Everybody wants कि भाई मेरे पेट्रोल का पैसा कम हो गया, मेरे डीजल का पैसा कम हो गया, फलाना कम हो गया, ढीकना कम हो गया. I can go on and on. There's a lot of things in this. I just wanted to start with this paragraph to explain to you that the union budget was not done to please you and me, which I think most speakers have said today. Tansare Sir also said this, but to set the nation on a corrective course. What is that corrective course? Now I tell you, there is an idea called the fiscal deficit. Currently, our fiscal deficit, which is basically the current account deficit we are talking about, is of the order of 75 billion US dollars. Now that looks, oh my God, and when you convert that, it is percentage terms 5.2% of the GDP. Now we say, oh my God, that's big. I think most economists have said this is damning, it is big. But I'm going to shock you. I'm going to say that this 75 billion is just peanuts. It is just not there. Because the size of your GDP today is 2 trillion US dollars. And I tell you, all of you young people, I'm a little bit, positive on this. Maybe a lot of people will tell you that you're not doing enough. I think also our banker friend also said, right, you must all come. I would have liked this hall to be overflowing with young people. This is also my view, but it will take time. But let me tell you, if all of you continue to take your coffees in Cafe Coffee Day and in the baristas, and you continue to fund yourself, continue to look at like what his daughter does or my daughter does. My daughter wanted to learn German and go to her guitar classes. That was her immediate focus today. German, because she always found from me that I was always talking good of Germany, and then her name is Steffi, so I named it after Steffi Graf. So she wanted to learn German, that's it, So these are the young people with whom we are going to deal, right? If they continue to just do that, I tell you, these guys, the McDonald's, the KFCs, they come here, right? I will tell you, we will double our GDP by just this, that our people continue to fund this business model of the Cafe Coffee Days, the baristas, I don't know what not, How many coffee joints are there in this country, sir? In every airport, there are new ones, right? Cafe Mocha and I don't know what not. If you just list them.
At the moment, very low.
Yeah.
At the moment, quite low, considering the size of the country.
Yeah, I know, but even that, I tell you, if it fills up.
I think about 385.
Yeah, I'm talking of if all our eateries continue to do well, which they have done well, even after recession, I think all our restaurants, you go to any restaurant in Mumbai, I don't think in the weekend, you have waiting time everywhere, whether you are at Melbourne Point, whether you are at Karjat also, I think. You have waiting times. So that situation, if it continues, I will tell you, this GDP will simply jump from 2 trillion to 4 trillion. No nation on the planet has the daring to say what I'm saying to you today. So that is the economics. But I'm just warning you, we must not depend on this alone. We must make it from 4 trillion to an 8 trillion jump. That is the difference. That is the real difference. It will just jump because we are all consuming, eating and going forward, living a happy life. But we must do something. That is, give our time, give our effort, and give our, I would say, all our intellect. In a young time when our bodies and minds are in sync, we should contribute to this country. And that is exactly what the union budget has done. So I will just read out a few things which are already there in this document which I have given so that you just come to know what we said just now. Like for infrastructure sector, I will just list down what are all there. Thrust to infrastructure economy of India in the budget pronounced an outlay for the 12th 5-year plan at 55 lakh crore. 55 लाख करोड़ हमारे 12वीं पंचवर्षीय योजना में हमारे लिए दी गई है और इसके लिए प्रोविजन आज ही कर दिया गया है. मतलब अब कोई सरकार आए पीछे या आ जाए पीछे, उनको इसी डॉक्यूमेंट के ऊपर जाना पड़ेगा. जैसे वो बता रहे थे हमारे शर्मा जी कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के कई अमेंडमेंट हो गए हैं. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बना एक ही बार, अंबेडकर साहब और 250 लोगों ने मिलकर एक जबरदस्त कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन देश को दिया. और वो जो संविधान आपको दिया गया, मैं आपको बताता हूं उसमें भी क्या बहुत जबरदस्त है. ये देश केवल एकमात्र देश है इस पूरी दुनिया में जिसको मैं SSSDR बोलता हूं. I think you must have forgotten your civics and history. But what does this mean? Sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. इसका बहुत बड़ा मतलब है. इसकी डेप्थ में जाइए. Sovereign, that means there is no queen or king to whom you are reporting. Right? Because that would have happened if Nehru Sahab and Gandhi ji had all agreed in 1930. A lot of people said we would have been a diarchy. Go back to history and study it. And if we had been a diarchy, we would have owed allegiance to the Queen of England. She would be like the President of India, and we would have a nice parliament running under her. This is already there in Canada. Canada owes its allegiance to the Queen of England. So it is already there, and it says that it's a big country, right? It is in North America, right? So that's the situation. But US will never agree to Canada being equal. They consider this as Bangladesh, like the way we treat Bangladesh, This is horrible. We should stop treating Bangladesh the way we are treating many times. Because today, I think we should get them closer to us if we want to tackle Pakistan. That's a different subject altogether, The second thing is, Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewable Mission, which is, आपने सुना होगा जेनूर में आपकी बसें आई हैं हर शहरों में. नई नई एयर कंडीशन बसेस चली. आई थिंक मुंबई में हमारे नवी मुंबई से लेके ठाणा से लेके कल्याण से लेके जो AC बसेस आ रही हैं, लोगों को जो मौका दे रही हैं कि वो अपने नौकरियों को जा सकें, मतलब इसको इस सुविधा का इस्तेमाल कर सकें. द एंटायर थिंग इज कम. इसके अलावा अभी गुजरात में जाएंगे, अहमदाबाद के अंदर कोई रेल सिस्टम नहीं है लेकिन BRTS आ गया है, बस रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम. And that BRTS is the first successful BRTS of the country. And in fact now it has been labeled as the best BRTS of Asia.
तो आपने सुना प्रोफेसर AG अय्यर साहब को, जो कि तमाम बातें कर रहे थे बजट को लेकर और साथ ही साथ देश को लेकर ढेर सारी बातें उन्होंने की. बजट से काफी खुश नजर आए. उन्होंने कहा कि वो इस खास बजट को 10 में से 9 मार्क्स देते हैं और चिदम्बरम का ये बजट उन्हें खासा पसंद आया. इस बजट में पावर सेक्टर को भी बहुत कुछ मिला और इसका फायदा आने वाले दिनों में देश को जरूर नजर आएगा. कुछ और विद्वान यहाँ पर नजर आए, फिर चाहे वो बैंकर्स हो या फिर अपने अपने क्षेत्र के महान और नामचीन लेखक हो. आइए सुनते हैं कुछ और लोगों की राय इस बजट को लेकर.
In our country, as I know, right from my childhood, that union budget is an event. And the event of such order that I remember in good old days, since he made a reference of Nani Palkhiwala, I think Nani Palkhiwala used to address in Brabant Stadium, if I am not wrong. Just think of it, Nani Palkhiwala used to address in Brabant Stadium. We are in a small hall.
They must give a big hand.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be that great event that the people were eager to go and understand and listen to the analysis. But today, I think it is diluting to a little non-event. For the reason that every individual Indian has started thinking, what is in it for me? He has to think what is in it for the country as a whole. I am very happy that certain youngsters are sitting here and are very attentive, and rightly said by Mr. Suresh Sharma that this is not a political assembly where the numbers count. Here we need the thinkers, and I am very happy that few of you are here who are going to share the thoughts of Professor Iyer. But then I think this is where we are going to make we are going to lose in a country where everyone is there for a criticism. But a country which is endowed with the demographic dividend, where the 50% of the population is below the median age of 30, if this young group does not come forward and participate and contribute, I don't think that you have any right to criticize and expect something without being participating. And I don't know how this message will reach, but that message has to go. Ultimately, what is in it for me, what comes to the country automatically percolates from macro to the micro level. And thus, one has to understand the implications of the budget from a perspective that if the macro is set right, the benefits do percolate to the micro level. And unless this understanding goes into every individual who is impacted, let me tell you, every individual in the country is impacted by budget. But what happened all along, we were used to of what shops are available to. Shops are very much there in this budget also. And let me tell you, every class there is a shop available in the budget. But everybody wants something very direct. I don't think that that kind of a situation prevails in the country, that my coffers are so strong. Come on, do some populist measures. I don't think that that is the situation. If that is not the situation, then how exactly it is going to really impact the macro situation, where the current account deficit, the fiscal deficit, the credit growth, GDP growth, everything is getting impacted. If all these things are not right, how do we expect the micro things to be right? How do we expect the inflation to be right? How do we expect that the tax reduction should happen? But all that has happened. We are all ignoring that part. Let me tell you, it's a very simple economics which I view from banker's perspective. I'll take another 2 minutes and close. Now everybody talks about growth. Now the growth is directly related to the credit dispensation. India, which is supposed to be the largest, moving towards the largest economy, the credit to GDP ratio is still below 100%, is around 70%, whereas in all developed countries, it is more than 200%. Even the small Asian countries, it is 120%.
तो आपने सुना यहाँ पर सेंट्रल बैंक ऑफ इंडिया के चेयरमैन और मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर को, जो कि तमाम बातों पर रोशनी डाल रहे थे, और उनका कहना था कि अगर देश को भी कुछ मिलता है तो आम आदमी को भी समझना चाहिए कि इसमें ही उसका फायदा है, और अगर देश को कुछ आता है, कहीं से कोई फायदा नजर आता है, तो यकीनन ये आम आदमी का भी फायदा है जो कि इस देश से जुड़ा हुआ है। आम आदमी को ये सोचना चाहिए कि जो देश का है वो उसका